Botond, let's talk Peter King and these trades. Here's the thing. When Peter King proposes stuff about the Niners, I take it very seriously because I know he's tight with John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. He was in their draft room. They invited him in the holiest of holies in 2017. He documented like 24 hours of it or more, 48. So Peter King says, I think the Niners should do this. I think that's a guy who's talking to people in the organization and they're floating out things that they might be comfortable offering. I don't know if it's going to get it done, but this is what Peter King proposed, and I want to get your reaction. I haven't even told you yet. So the three-way trade, I'm not going to give you all the details, but basically it involves the Niners sending Jimmy Garoppolo and a first to Houston. Houston sending Deshaun Watson to Minnesota. Minnesota sending Kirk Cousins to the Niners. So Minnesota would send picks and stuff to Houston as well. We're not concerned with that. Basically, the Niners give up the 12th pick in the draft and Jimmy Garoppolo and get Kirk Cousins. What do you think of that?
Well, you all know that I don't like Kirk Cousins. So, if we are talking about what Shanahan wants, I'm pretty sure that he would be the happiest person around the world after that trade because he can get his true love, Kirk Cousins, with that trade. But the true winner, if that happens, is the Minnesota Vikings, as I see this thing. Right now, I don't like the trade at all. I don't mind that this is the way to go as the front office of the 49ers, but we may see that, and it's just because how obsessed is Kyle Shanahan with Kirk Cousins, and that's all. And somehow it makes me sad as well.
It makes me sad. That's funny. It's like more than anything, it just makes me sad that we're talking about this. Yeah, I don't see what Jimmy Garoppolo adds to the pack. Like, first of all, I think the number 12 pick is too much for Kirk Cousins just on its own. And Jimmy does he have no value? Are you just throwing him in there or you're giving 12 plus? Because the way I look at it is the Colts traded the 13th pick in the draft and got DeForest Buckner. I mean, shouldn't you be able to get more than just Kirk Cousins with the 12th pick? He's not that great.
Nope.
Is he an upgrade over Jimmy? Maybe. But come on, he's not as good as DeForest Buckner.
Nope. No way. There's no way that he can bring this team more upgrade than DeForest Buckner was in his position to this team. I think that Buckner made much more impact for this team than Kirk Cousins ever could do for this team. But of course, it's different positions, and
right.
Nowadays a quarterback is way more important than a defensive tackle. But of course, we have seen some opposites of my thinking with Aaron Donald, who is the heart and the soul of the Rams. And yeah, they can affect the game, but QBs has much more impact. And that's why I do think that Kirk Cousins may have more value, but I don't see how he can worth a first round pick. And that's the truth.
I mean, I wouldn't trade the 12th pick. I wouldn't trade a late first one. I think he's worth a second at best, maybe two twos. He's in his 30s. He's not that great. He's not going to perform well behind the Niners' terrible pass protection.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen enough of Kirk Cousins. He's good, not great. You're probably not going to win a Super Bowl with him unless everything around him is terrific. He's expensive. Teammates don't seem to like him. Former teammates seem to take shots at him publicly. I don't know.
And the other thing is, which is, I think, really important for a team is that we have talked about it before when we have talked about Mike McGlinchey, that I don't like players with that toxic aura that Kirk Cousins has. Especially at the start of his career, he was like, okay, man, just go away. I don't want to see you performing as a pro football player because you don't deserve it. And it's just because how you act as a person.
Yeah.
That's something that I don't want to see in the 49ers.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a weird situation. Right now, you got a situation where Kyle doesn't like Jimmy, but his teammates do. Now, if you got Kirk, you'd have a situation where the teammates probably don't like him, but Kyle does. Is that better? I mean, you've now traded the number 12 pick in the draft. You still have the worst quarterback in the division. You're still probably the worst team in the division. You still have terrible pass protection that really can't protect your investment. I don't know. I would say that I would give a thumbs down to this proposed trade from Peter King. Thumbs down. You agree?
Yeah, I agree. But
Okay.
that thing is that I see that it can happen this offseason.
It actually sounds realistic. I think the Niners would trade number 12 and Jimmy Garoppolo for Kirk Cousins, which I think is terrifying and has to tell you something about Kyle Shanahan, that he's still making irresponsible personnel decisions, and they really would benefit from hiring both of us so we could just go in there and be like, no, absolutely not. No,
way.
no.